bringing a yoga block with you, touch your knees together, and then bring your feet apart, bringing your shins down to the ground. Take your yoga block and place it at the medium height, and then sit your two sits bones, the ones at the bottom of your pelvis, on top of the yoga block. Come to sitting with your hands on your thighs, sitting up tall. Close your eyes and breathe. Breathe deeply in and out through your nose. Sit here for a moment and focus your attention on your inhales and your exhales, drawing your attention inward, trying to focus only on the breath. And if another thought comes into your mind at this time, gently set it to the side and come back to focusing on the breath. Slowly come to open your eyes. Remove the yoga block and set it off to the side. Come down to your hands and your knees. And then step your right foot forward, coming into a low lunge on the right side. Keeping your left knee down on the ground. Have your hands framing the right foot, looking down, keeping your spine straight, and hold here. From here, bring the right leg back underneath your body and then come down into a melting heart pose or puppy dog pose by sliding your hands forward and bringing your forehead to the ground. Hips are up and back behind you. You should be feeling a slight arch in your back. Remain here, breathing through the nose. From here, slowly and gently lift your head up off the ground, and we'll take our low lunge on the other side, stepping the left leg forward, bringing the knee above the ankle on the left side. Have your hands framing the left foot on the ground, and your right knee should be on the ground behind you. Press your hips down towards the ground, looking down, and keep your spine as straight as you can. Hold here in your low lunge on the left, breathing deeply. From here, come out of your low lunge, bring the left leg back underneath your body. Once again, knees are hips distance apart. Bring your hands out in front of you, sliding them forward, and bring your forehead down to the ground for yet another melting heart pose. Breathing deeply through the nose, relax here for a moment. From here, lift your head up, bringing your hands underneath your shoulders, tuck your toes, straighten your legs, and come into an upside down V shape, also known as downward facing dog. From here, you can add a bit of movement, pedaling your legs, alternating bending and straightening, moving from side to side, just adding a bit of movement into your downward dog. And slowly come to stillness in your downward facing dog. Hold here, breathe for a moment. From here, step your right leg forward in between your hands. If you need to lift your torso up or use your hand to help you step it forward, that's fine. Just make sure that the right knee is tracking directly above the right ankle, the toes are facing forward. Press into the ground with both of your feet and lift your hands up, reaching up towards the ceiling. Continue to lunge forward into your right leg, keeping the left leg straight, and hold your high lunge, breathing through the nose as we've been doing throughout the class, and remain here. Place your hands down to frame your right foot. Step the right foot back, downward facing dog once again. Breathing deeply in your downward facing dog, lift the hips up and back, press the heels down towards the ground. Hold here. From here, step the left leg forward in between your hands, bringing your knee tracking directly above the ankle on the left side. Raise your arms up, keep the right leg straight. Hold here. Breathe deeply in your lunge on the left side. From here, place your hands down to frame your left foot. Step the left foot back, downward facing dog. Hold here once again in your downward dog, breathing through the nose. Lift the hips up and back. Press the heels down towards the ground. Press firmly into the ground with both of your hands and hold. From here, set your knees down to the ground. Touch your big toes together behind you. Sit your hips onto your heels and bring your forehead to the ground. Keep your arms out in front of you. Relax them onto the ground. Hold here in your child's pose, also known as Balasana. Relax and breathe. Gently come up to sitting on your heels and then make your way up to standing. Step your feet out wide, a little wider than the distance of your leg, one of your legs. Turn your right toes in at 45 degrees, so your right foot is on the ground at 45 degrees, left toes out. Coming to Warrior Two, lunge forward into your left leg and reach your arms out in front of you, palms facing down. Make sure your knee on the left side is directly above the left ankle. Keep your legs strong. Reach your arms out energetically in opposing directions. Hold your Warrior Two on the left. Straighten the left leg, bring your feet parallel, bring your hands to your hips, bend your knees, and send your hips back behind you. Relax your torso over into a forward fold, bringing your hands to the ground. If you cannot reach the ground, you can bend your knees a little bit further. Feel free to bend your knees generously. Relax your head over completely, feeling a stretch in the hamstrings, the glutes, the low back. And bring your hands to your hips, press into the ground with both of your feet, come up to standing, and we'll come straight into Warrior Two on the right. Turn the right toes out, the left toes in at 45 degrees. Bend the right leg, lunging into the right leg. Keep the knee directly above the ankle on the right side. Reach your arms out, palms facing down. Look over the right hand. Breathe here in your Warrior Two on the right side. Straighten the right leg, bring your feet parallel, hands to your hips. Bend your knees and send your hips back to bring your torso forward and fold forward. Place your hands on the ground. If they don't reach the ground, feel free to bend your knees generously. Relax your head over completely and hold. Press into the ground with your feet. Come up to standing and bring your feet in towards each other and come down to lying flat on your back on the ground. Once you're settled, hug your legs in towards your chest, holding on to your shins with both of your hands, flexing both of your feet, softening the hip sockets in with each breath that you take, feeling a gentle stretch in the hamstrings, the glutes, and the low back. You can close your eyes here if you would like to. Quiet the mind for a moment, breathing deeply, coming inward, and hold. From here, we'll take our final pose, Shavasana. Stretch your legs out, separate them apart, and relax your legs completely. Place your hands down by your sides, palms facing up. Relax your limbs, relax your hands and feet. Close your eyes and deepen your breathing. Come back to the breath once again, as we've been doing, quieting the mind by focusing on the inhales and the exhales. If at this time, as we're holding this pose for several minutes, we want to keep coming back to the breath. So if your mind tends to wander, which it will likely do, once you notice that it's wandered away, gently set that thought to the side without judgment and come back to focusing on the breath. Do that as many times as you need and remain here. Bring some slight gentle motion back into your body, moving your hands and your feet, your arms and your legs. When you're ready, bend both of your legs and roll to the right side, resting there with your legs bent and your arm under your head for support. Use your hands to help you press yourself up, coming to a seated, cross-legged position, crossing your shins. Flex your feet under your knees, bring your hands to your legs. Sit up tall, close your eyes, and once again, come back to the breathing. Breathing through the nose as deeply as you can. And to bring your hands to meet at the center of your chest, bow your head to your fingertips. Namaste.